So we are streaming live now as we wait for the others to log in, just to let you know.
I figured that. That's why it's a good novel. I'm going to turn my mic off for a second.
What do you want, baby? Where's she, Dad?
Hello, Alderman O'Brien.
Hey, Barbie, how you doing?
I'm good.
That's good.
Hey, Mike.
Hello.
Hey, Miss Barbie.
Hi, Alderman Tedder.
It's been a long week.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Sorry I'm a couple minutes late, or not really.
Hey, this is Becky.
Almost.
Hey, Alderwoman Cherry Marshall.
Good evening, everyone, and Alderman Fred Tedder.
Well, it's 6:01. I'm sorry, once again, I'm without a video, and I am actually COVID positive, so I'm glad we're Zooming today.
Oh my God.
Because I'm glad the camera doesn't work. Let me just. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm sorry, Barbie, I never did get that email with everything on it, but
You weren't the only one, so I will check back with IT later on and see where some things are going and other people are getting stuff. So I'll work that out.
okay, thank you.
So I have, just so you know, everybody from the committee except for Alderman Prude, who may join us in a few minutes.
Okay, I do see that myself.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna go ahead. We don't really need to do roll call unless you guys want to. We do have guests in attendance. Do you want to do roll call and for the heck of it?
Yeah, go ahead. Since we're
All
on
right.
Zoom.
Alderman Swanson is here. Alderman Curtis.
Present.
Alderman O'Brien.
Here.
Alderman Osinga.
Present.
Alderman Tall.
Here.
Alderman Tedder.
Present.
And also present are Alderman Cobbs and Alderwoman Lewis. Thank you all for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and I don't believe we have any minutes for the last meeting, but they're we'll get them in the packet for the city council, I'm sure.
Did we-
And, go ahead.
Alderwoman Swanson, I'm so sorry. Did we get Malone Marshall?
Oh, I'm sorry. Alderman Malone Marshall is present also. Sorry, Jerry.
Yes.
I do want to ask you, Barbie, if we have any public comments.
We have no public comments. We did not receive any at ECDA or through the city email address.
Okay, well then I'm going to go ahead and just have Barbie go ahead and start with her report.
Yeah. Just to let you know, the minutes from October 5th were read at the October 19th city council meeting. So they were included in that packet, thanks to Alderman Curtis.
Sorry about that. I did forget about that. Sorry.
You are all right. But I just wanted to point that out. So I'll go ahead and share my screen and we will go through this director's report. There's also, whenever you get the email, there's a packet of information that was included in that email too that you'll need to review. But we'll get to each one of those items that are in that packet through the director's report. So I'm going to share my screen. And then we're going to go here. And can you guys see that? Are we all
Yeah.
done? Okay, that's great. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Rachel for the outreach report, and I'm going to help a couple of our other alder people get logged in. Go ahead, Rachel.
Awesome. Thanks, Barbie. Hi, everybody. Good to see you guys, even virtually. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm sorry to hear you tested positive, Alderwoman Swanson. I hope you start feeling better sooner than later. So outreach events, October was a strange month because towards the middle end of it, we've kind of started climbing and having some new mitigations come down the pipeline again. But in the beginning of the month, we were able to have an incredible Hispanic Heritage Month celebration that Lynn Williams planned and got a lot of vendors and different people involved, including us. We had an ECDA table that had myself and then Yoreli Villagomez, I think a few of you have met, who is bilingual in our office. And that was incredible to have her there. I really want to highlight her because half of the conversations that happened at our table that day were in Spanish, and I would not have been able to have those same types of conversations without her. So shout out to Yoreli because she really got some different people signed up for some different things and talked about a lot of cool information. And overall, that event was very successful both for our table and for the event itself. There was a Strong Neighborhoods block party, which was also very successful. I saw a few of you there, and we were able to just interact with different residents and share with them both ECDA programs, share with them about the Strong Neighborhoods initiative. That was also a great time. You guys can kind of see the different audience numbers. The signups, again, is for our email distribution list, or if they just want information emailed to them about different types of programs. We had our track spending, oh, bless you, whoever sings, by the way. We had our track spending workshop that our staff accountant and compliance officer, John Schinnebarger, led last week. We had to do a little bit of a reschedule for that, but we were still able to fit it into the month of October. And our online reach, even though it's only been a couple days since, is actually already over 500. And I was in a community outreach meeting this morning where a few of us every couple weeks who are in community outreach roles have started gathering together to share information more effectively. And one of the attendees, Rhonda Curie, was like, I attended with some different people and we really loved viewing it live. So although we might not be able to do workshops in person the next couple months, we will try and brainstorm ways we can do that online. But the next couple months will be focused on some different work in our office, which Barbie will kind of touch on later on. So those are a few of our numbers there. And then as always, we have different staff members attending and representing the city or the ECDA at different meetings. So Continuum of Care, the Chamber of Commerce, we're in their monthly newsletter and we go to their monthly ambassador meetings. The Kankakee County Hispanic Partnership meetings we're represented at. You can just see kind of the different audiences there. We did include our program info in the two different mobile programs that are happening, both through Amita and Riversides. As you can see, a lot of different households are getting our program information just through us having our brochures in the distribution packages that go out. So that's awesome. And then every month we've been having our Citizens Advisory Board where we talk about our different services, and then those representatives are taking that information back to their neighborhoods, and our live stream is getting a good reach through that as well. And then online outreach, I'm excited to touch on this part this month because I have finally gained access to both our Hootsuite, which gives me more social media analytics, and our Google Analytics. And so our monthly update went out and we successfully sent it to over 500 emails. We had, again, a pretty good open rate of 26%. I haven't checked it since I made this slide, but again, pretty on par with governmental average. So we'll take that and hopefully keep trying to get that higher and get more people on that distribution list. Regarding social media, we had 29 ECDA related posts go out just on Facebook, 26 on Twitter, 23 on Instagram. I apologize all the people who follow us on social media sometimes because we do have so many of our own type of posts go out because there's so much happening in our office. And we'll probably keep that up because there's just so many exciting things that ECDA is up to that we want to share with residents and really highlight cool program numbers or highlight exciting new developments in the area. So be on the lookout for those continually. And then we did have 3 press releases from our office go out, and we do distribute them both through our third-party IT person, and then we also email them directly to 30 different media contacts. And so all 3 got picked up in some sort of different way. You can kind of see the dates. Those are sent out consistently throughout the month. And then our live stream reaches, you guys can see those. The only one that's a little off is our economic development live stream number because that's in the middle of the month and I make this report towards the beginning. So I really don't get a whole month to evaluate how many we reach with that number. So it's most likely higher in another 15 days. And then our website engagement, these numbers are a little different because we are a mix of the whole city website itself and then our ECDA pages. So the whole website itself, just so you know, this past month got over 10,000 hits, which is awesome. Our page itself got over 50, and then our specific press releases got over 400 views just through the website. That's not including the other ways they were distributed on social media or in the different media outlets. So I think that is really great numbers for us as well. And then I wanted to start putting in a couple charts to make things a little easier to understand. So that first one in the top left, you can see, again, 30 days, about 10,000 hits on our website. You can kind of see where they go and what days they were more active than others. A really unique thing I wanted to point out for us to consider down the road is that in October, over 60% of our users were accessing our city website through the mobile platform. And so we do need to make sure we're keeping things not just through the ECDA, but all departments mobile friendly, because that is where people are looking for information. So something to keep in mind, something to see if maybe your neighborhoods are accessing it that way over desktop or even over tablet. And then, sorry, it's a little small at the bottom, but you can just see our specific press release views for the different ones. Our most popular one was actually about Lori's Diner, which the Daily Journal also got some great views through that. And then a lot of people also were excited about the new opportunity fund that we discussed in downtown Kankakee and Baum Investment. So those numbers are probably going to keep increasing, which is exciting as well. And they had some good pickup through the media. And then I was sent this graphic. Sorry, that's a little off from just the month of October. It goes a little into the end of September. But just our Facebook alone, we're having over 70,000 post reach, which is like adding up all the total of our post views together. So our city, like Facebook, is incredible compared to other cities. You'll see that next graphic in a second. And this past month, we had another 72 new likes or new users like our page to follow the updates. And so you can see us in comparison to some other local cities or different or related, type of organizations. We rank really high. We're second place. If it's in places, you don't have to view it like that. But for our size and type of municipality, we're getting great likes, great views, and great engagement. Engagement is all the way to the very right. You can see that red bar. We are doing very well week to week and getting great engagement with our different type of posts that go out. And again, that's for the whole city, not just us as the ECDA. I want to give credit to all the different posts that are going out there. Facebook, you can see just the month of October, again, the whole city had 120 posts, had over 9,000 different types of engagement on those posts. And you can kind of see in your free time, if you want to know the breakdown of that even more, you can see what was a reaction to a post versus share, maybe versus a comment. That's what those different numbers mean. And then I took all the ECDA posts and threw them in an Excel sheet just because we need that for our federal reporting, but I give it to you guys as well just so you have access to that information if you would like it. And you can see our averages at the bottom of, our engagement versus our reach versus reactions and shares. So I want to touch on that reach column. We get about an average of over 1,500 reach, which means how many people see that go across their home screen, even if they don't interact with the post. So that's pretty good for our ECDA related specific posts. Just something for you guys to keep in mind if you have any questions on how our specific posts are doing on the generic city page. And then quickly, that's Twitter and Instagram, the same type of thing I just showed you for Facebook if you want to know how many tweets are going out. So the city had 86 different tweets, 78 different posts. Again, not just the ECDA, but the city as a whole. You can view those numbers in your free time and always message me if you have any questions about any of our outreach, just so I don't take up too much time. And then also, so you can see some of our other media reach. The Daily Journal had 6 ECDA articles published online or print. You can see which ones those were and when they were published. And then we also were picked up. First, we did put an ad in the new edition of Thrive that came out. That's published through the Daily Journal. We have a half-page ad in there. And then we were picked up by the Northern Illinois Real Estate October 2020 issue, our article about the new Opportunity Fund. I actually talked to the gentleman who prints that, and he was really excited about some of the press releases our office has been sending out. And so we're building a cool working relationship there. I'm really excited what that will look like moving forward. And we were also picked up by the Vidette, Newsbreak, and WVIL. And then so some anticipated upcoming events with how November and December might be looking with COVID-19 and just the focus of our office. They will mostly be the community development, citizens advisory board, those type of meetings, but something to keep on your radars. If you haven't heard about it already, there is an East Riverwalk public open house virtually happening on Tuesday, November 17th at 7 p.m. If you haven't received information on that, you will definitely soon. We're just getting that in the works and kind of adapting to moving it virtual as well for the safety of everyone and just the season that we're in. We're going to pause our workshops. We're gonna regroup and just kind of see what the best option for our office and our team and our capacity is right now. We did do really well with the track spending, and that is something I can see us doing reoccurring down the road, and one similar to that. But our office has a couple other priorities. We need to meet a few grant deadlines and things like that. So if you have any questions or any workshops you would like to see our office do, whether that's maybe something on a program or something related to home buyers, whatever it might be, please feel free to reach out to me at any time. I am always open to creative ways we can keep engaging with our residents and getting them into our different programs. And that's my report. Any questions? Okay. Back to you, Barbie.
Thank you. First of all, I couldn't unmute my computer. That was weird. I just want to briefly talk about the Citizens Advisory Board. I know Alderman Tall brought up a good point at the last meeting last month. When we did the Citizen Advisory Board, we did not put in the process to bring all the applications to the committee for review, have that slate discussed and then brought to City Council for approval. That wasn't part of the process, and we need to go back and obviously do that. In the meantime, we're just doing training right now. We haven't gotten into anything heavy, just kind of talking about all of the HUD rules and guidelines for citizens advisory boards, how we operate in ECDA, giving them the report. And so we have about 3 more positions to fill. We've not turned anybody away who's applied. So I'm thinking next month, if we are able to still have a meeting, we can dedicate a big chunk of that meeting to just Citizens Advisory Board and move things forward so that in February, when it is time to start doing the committee work for public services and a couple of other of the programs that we operate that require the citizens' feedback, we would be ready to go. So I hope that you guys will work with me on that, because I do want to go back and fix that. And we do need to make sure that we have City Council approval of the slate of people who are on that Citizens Advisory Board. We do have to keep all of those applications on file. If we ever get monitored, HUD will review them, make sure that they are part of the national objective guidelines and all of that other stuff. So it'll be a really great, healthy conversation, long conversation. So I'd like to wait till December if we can do that. So does anybody have any kind of just concerned about leaving it till December, or is that okay?
Sounds good to me. I don't know why anybody would have a problem with it, just to make sure that hopefully IT can get the reports out to us so everybody can review these, so you don't have to go over them so intensely, and then we
Right.
can really get that going and spend our time on that, because how things are looking, we'll probably be Zooming there then also. So
Yeah.
I
agree.
think it's a good idea.
Okay, so we'll wait till December, and that'll be great. Okay. So moving forward, just to let you know, we had a lot of schedule changes in October, had a couple people out of the office, vacation, some sick time. So our numbers have not changed for projects. So all of this still remains the same. You don't have to, we don't have to go through all these grant things in detail. I do want to tell you, however, for the home buyers program, we had 0 closings in September. We had 1 closing in October. We're at $45,000, and we have 3 people that are working on contracts right now. So we could potentially have 3 closings in November if all goes well. So just wanted to give you a heads up about the home buyers program. Public services for the month of November, in the third week of November, that NOFA will go out to the community and people can start picking up applications. We are going to add an info session about public services and invite all of our social service agencies who are thinking about applying to come and learn how to apply for the program, what the deadlines are, all of that stuff. I would rather be proactive and making sure that we are communicating well about that program. There's a lot of agencies that we can help, and we have more money because of the CARES Act than we normally have. So I want to make sure we can spread that money out throughout the community. I can go through this. I don't have a land bank grant. It is, the IGA is with the county, and I continue to work with the county officials. I know that they were working through it in committee, so hopefully we will be move forward on the land bank soon. But on tonight's city council, we discussed this in the economic development committee. We have land bank grant money that we have to spend. The state of Illinois, we have about $140,000. So on tonight's city council is those 8 property contracts from the county trustee that we would like permission to purchase with the land bank grant funds. And each one of those properties was $807 a piece. So, and those are properties within development zones, part of our development strategies. And so I'm sure you'll have a discussion on that tonight at City Council. Alderman Curtis.
Can we talk about that real quick a little bit? I kind of reviewed some of these lots and everything, and some of these make a lot of sense. There's some vacant boarded up homes. It looks like one's a vacant lot next to a city-owned property. But then there's some that are just vacant lots,
Yeah.
just kind of in nowhere's land. Is there a reason why we'd be taking down vacant lots at this time that we'd have to, I'm looking like the South 4th or the, there's actually one at 584 South 4th that's not a trustee. It looks like it's owned by an individual. So I don't know if we have a wrong address there,
There
but
could be a
it,
wrong address in your list, or shouldn't be, but, because everything came from the trustee itself. I didn't
Okay.
send you guys anything that didn't come from the trustee's office. There was, and I don't remember which address this is on there, and I don't have that with me. And Mike Hoffman can speak into a couple of the lots were an odd size that we would try to pair with the lot next to it. And we could do that if it was city-owned. We could go and make the lot next to that vacant lot a little bit bigger, because it's a weird sized lot. So I know that there was 2 of those that were in there. So,
Okay.
and Mike will be on hand tonight to answer all those questions too.
at council. Okay, I just did, okay.
Yeah.
I'll bring those up then. Thank you.
I really should have had that with me. I apologize.
Like I said, some of them seem obvious, just like I said, there's some that are boarded up
Yeah.
that can stabilize the neighborhood. It's more the vacant lots, if they're not in our development, like one vacant lot is next to a city-owned property, which that would make some sense, but there are some vacant lots that are just next to private individuals, and I'm wondering,
Yeah,
do we want to take these on and maintain them from grass cutting and public works and things of that
well, all
nature?
of these are gonna go straight into the land bank. So we're not gonna be, I mean, the goal is we're not holding on to these for very long. We're gonna be donating them to the land bank to help get the land bank started. That's the
Okay.
purpose of that money anyway, is that they
Okay.
have inventory to start with as an entity that they can then sell, start self-funding themselves.
Okay, so we could sell these to neighbors potentially.
Yeah, one of them we do, I really thought there was two of them that we plan on selling them to the property owner next door, but most of the properties are gonna go to the land bank as soon as the land bank is started.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Any other questions? I thought I saw another hand.
Yeah, Barbie, I have one.
Oh, Singa?
I believe you mentioned a minute ago, we paid $807 for each lot here. And when we go to sell these, are we just looking to recoup our $800 or what? I mean, how would we determine what a sale price would be?
So the $807 purchase price comes from the Kankakee County trustee. That is what the contract is for. We've not purchased them yet. And all of the money used to purchase these properties is coming from the State of Illinois Land Bank grant that we have. That is what that money is for, is to purchase properties to help start the land bank organization. So we are not out any money as the city. We applied for a land bank grant to start the land bank, and this is what we would be utilizing those funds for.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Barbie, you might, I was at the economic development meeting, and we have to start using some of these funds. It's not like, I mean, Barbie's getting pressured daily at her office to start spending the funds. And Mike Hoffman did go over it. Like Chris Curtis brought up there are some adjacent to city lots. There are normal shaped lots to add it to. Mike Hoffman really went over every detail of every property that was available to see any that really made sense for us to acquire. And he has a reason for every lot, but it is kind of a pressure thing at the same time, because we really do have to start this and we have to start spending this money. But Mike Hoffman does have a really good idea of why he chose these particular pieces of property.
Yeah. And this won't be the end of this too, because we still have lots more money to spend on this grant that is for this purpose. So this is just the first round of properties. We'll be bringing some more later on. So, thank you. I'm just going to kind of go into some old business. Strong Neighborhood Home. The MOU is in your packet. So once you guys can get your meeting packet, it's in there for you to review. Some of the highlights that we need to talk about, and if we do really well in December, we should talk about this MOU. But this is between United Way, the City of Kankakee, and the school district. So there are some things in there where it talks about the City of Kankakee is the property manager of the house, and the exterior and interior major projects would be covered by the city as the property manager. But that the school district could do some basic maintenance of the house. I believe we need to add some more detail into the MOU so that that is really spelled out well between the school district's role and the city's role. That way we can avoid any potential conflicts or overspending, anything like that. United Way in this MOU is the funder for all the programs and the operations and the materials in the house. So if we were to encourage somebody to donate to this program, we would do it through United Way and not through the city ECDA. So that is another part of this MOU. And also forming a strong neighborhood steering committee between all three entities with 4 residents from the neighborhood as well is included in this. And then also some verbiage is included about the property that each entity brings into the house, is their property. And then also how we need to withdraw from the agreement with 6 months of written notice to the other parties. So I just want you to review this on your own. We can talk about this in December. The other entities are reviewing this updated MOU, and we can have plenty of conversation maybe in December, since I know not all of you have this document. So I'm going to keep moving forward because I know not all of you have that, so it wouldn't be a fair discussion about that. I want to let you know that the cameras were installed in October. So all those cameras are up, and we are now working on making sure that we have access to the police department has access to the cameras on that corner as well. And I'll talk about the camera program in just a moment. So Bounce Back Residential, just to let you know that we have now paid out $12,664.42 as of the end of October. We still have applications that we are waiting for employment verification on. We're still working. And we also have more money coming in for residential assistance. So we were also looking and researching and talking to other municipalities in HUD about potentially using some of our funding for landlord assistance. Because so many of our applications have been denied, or ineligible is the best word to use, because of there just hasn't been a proven hardship because of COVID, but there has been for our landlords. People are not paying their rent, and we've got plenty of proof of that in our office. And so we kind of see the need for some landlord assistance, and we will be bringing that information to you as we get more approval and more guidance from HUD on this new round of CARES Act money that is coming to us, just to let you know. Consolidated plan, the funds are available to us. We are just waiting for that formal letter from HUD that tells us we can start spending it. It is very weird to have access to it and not that letter yet, but just to let you know, we're waiting on that letter. All of this other information in here with the numbers, that's all been the same, nothing new. R3 grant, we are supposed to hear from that application in December. And then some old business, the City of Kankakee Task Force to End Homelessness. I'm working on scheduling a trip to Rockford. And so it looks like January might be the best time availability wise to get up there. I know it's winter, so that'll be fun. We were supposed to have a meeting on October 30th. However, because we are in a HUD transition, I had a scheduling conflict, and so I will just be attending the Continuum of Care meeting this week, and we will be talking about task force at the Continuum of Care, which is all of the social service agencies anyway meeting, so more to come on that. And then, of course, I've mentioned this a couple times, we have another round of CARES Act coming, $163,000 that is for residential assistance. We're waiting on the process and procedure to access the funds. We have no plans for this money yet. We were not expecting it, and so we are waiting on guidelines. This office, ECDA, was part of the Help for the Cures reimbursement grant for the state. So all of that was submitted. So that is reimbursement for anything incurred by the city due to COVID from March all the way until July. Those expenses were submitted. Elizabeth's office will be working on the rest of the submissions after this. Still have access to the FEMA grant if we need any extra assistance for COVID reimbursement. After the Cures reimbursement, we will be able to submit through the FEMA allotment. We also applied for a Strong Communities grant, and that grant is $250,000. We should hear something in December. And all this other stuff is still there in the works. In your email about tonight's meeting, there was a lot of links to conversations about the housing market coming up in 2021 and what some experts and government entities are trying to plan for, childcare, rental market. So I included a lot of information in that email. So once you get it, please take a look at that. The camera program, all the paperwork was sent to legal. They reviewed it. They decided that it needs to be an ordinance. So Alderman Tall, I need to get you all of this information because we need to get this done. And I don't know if there's a way to speed up an ordinance committee meeting, but I would love to make a big ask if I could but I will get you all of that paperwork, and if we can get this through, we have $5,000, and once we are ready to go, I believe that there are other entities that would like to donate as well. But we also need to be able to have a council committee discussion about the program. Also, many of you have sent me additional ideas for locations, and I would like to share that with the police department and with the police chief, the deputy chief, so they can explain to you why they have chosen those 3 areas to start with. But we need to have a conversation all together about that. So any help you can give me through ordinance, that would be appreciated. And so that is it for me. That is all of that information. Also in your packet, I want to let you know that we have included a couple of property inventory lists. Our office has been working hard to put together lists from other departments into one great list. So you'll see there's a Greenwood Avenue initiative list. This was a project that we worked with Key City Community Development Corporation on. And then you'll see the city property inventory list is at the end of that packet. The only thing that is missing in that packet are the pictures of each property, which we are currently taking pictures of all of these lots. So you'll be able to have one list with picture and notes and all this great information, and this will really help us. I wanted to also let Alderman Osinga know an update. We have the foreclosure list and we have been updating it. And so far in the last 10 years, we've only found one property that had been foreclosed on that came through our home buyers program. I didn't write the address down, I can get it to you, but their down payment assistance was paid back to the city during that foreclosure process because it was a
Very
lien
good.
on the house. So,
Thank you.
okay. But I wanted to give you that update. And that's it for me. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, go ahead if no new unfinished business or any new business, that covers everything in your report.
Yes, old business. The new business, I think on the agenda, it talks about the Fair Housing Commission. And yeah, fair housing. We're updating the code, and when we were updating the code, I learned a lot about our ordinance and code for fair housing. So we will be doing a lot of work to bring us up into compliance for the code for fair housing, how to handle complaints. We work with the South Suburban Housing Group, and so they're very helpful, but there is a lack of experience between me and our code. So I'm going to make sure that I get trained. I'm going to work with them, and we will get ourselves up in compliance ASAP. But I'm very thankful that we are redoing code so that I could learn all about what we are supposed to be doing, that we have been relying heavily on the South Suburban Group to do for us. I know you guys are aware of that. We've been paying them to do that work, but I think we can be a better partner and not rely on them so much and be able to give you guys a fair housing report more timely than what we are doing. So just wanted to let you guys know, new business, that is on our radar and that our team is going to be working on that a lot the next few months. And so look for some more materials to come to you for fair housing.
Hey, Barbie, which group is that helps us with that?
It's South Suburban Housing Authority, I believe. There could be a word or two missing in that. That's what I've always.
It's not the South Suburban Land Bank. It's that other entity, right?
It's the other entity. Yes.
All right.
It's not the.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With John Petruzek.
Yes, and we pay them for their services to help us be in compliance with fair housing. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Barbie, just any alderman concerns or questions, you can see them, I can't, so whatever anybody has.
Yeah, does anybody have any other questions? All right. I don't see any. Okay.
I don't see any either. I do want to note in the minutes that Alderman Prude was able to join the meeting, so just to make sure you get that marked down.
Thank you.
And if nobody has anything else for Barbie, then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Alderman Tedder made the motion, second by Alderman Osinga. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carried. See you guys in 20 minutes.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Barbie.
Thank you. Get better.
I will.
Yeah.
I'm already better. Trust me, I'm much better.
Good, 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 good.
All right, see you guys in a bit.